Well, things aren't great here, but I've seen a lot worse. We've got the fiends to the south of us, and that ain't good. The scorpions hang out at the Monte Carlo when they aren't slinging chems or getting their heads blown off by the fiends. Probably the best thing we've got going on is the co-op, run by Mr. Etienne. Get some help from the followers of the apocalypse, I think. Food from the people and for the people. Anyone can buy, but the profits are shared by the folks who make the produce. Locals got these little gardens that do real well. Gosh darn well, truth be told. Etienne got some help from that Anderson kid, I think. Anyway, we don't gotta rely on merchants so much. And it means the troopers can use all the food they make over on the east side. Works out nice. Oh, yeah, that's mean son of a bitch. I know the name sounds bad, but he likes it. He's one nasty old coot. Far as I can tell, he's one of them original super mutants. What came from the boneyard. Wandered about after that master fellow died. Eventually got caught somewhere around the hub back in NCR. Boy, they sure treated him mean down there. Cut him up so bad he can't talk no more. I tried to buy him just so they'd stop hurting him, but they didn't want any of it. He just showed up here one day. Couldn't really talk, but he remembered me all right. Ever since then, he's just been, well, hanging around, I guess. Does odd jobs for folks and smashes the bad guys when they come poking around. Turns out some of them night kids, whatever you call those sneaky super mutant types, got in and busted him out. I guess somebody named Tabitha led the bunch that freed him. Don't know much more than that. Some folks steer clear of him for sure, but you don't seem to mind.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. The Army of Otters here, and welcome back to the Unexplored Mojave. Today we're going to be checking out Westside, and this video was recommended to me by Wesley Gassett along with Pepper462. So thank you so much for watching, both of you, and all of the support you guys have given this channel. And as the name implies, Westside is a decently sized settlement to the west of the Las Vegas Strip. Now, Westside could really refer to many things within the Mojave Wasteland, but specifically it's referring to the western side of New Vegas, and it is a settlement with many shops and many NPCs that is easily missed. And as we just showed, we are at the west entrance to Westside. There's also a south entrance, and at the west entrance we can find a variety of crops that would be used by the commune here in Westside to support their society. And at the northern part, outside of Westside, I found what may have been an entrance to Westside a long time ago, but then the developers cut it. But we can find a lot of barricades along with a wall and a for-rent building that's just very underdeveloped. And then the south entrance to Westside is located right next to the Thorn. Of course, we've already done the Thorn on the Unexplored Mojave, so make sure to check out that video if you haven't already. And as we do here so often on the Unexplored Mojave, let's look at the real-world equivalent. So Westside is based on the real-world neighborhood of the historic West Las Vegas, also known as Westside, an area located northwest of the Las Vegas Strip and the Spaghetti Bowl of interchange I-15 and Highway 95. So this is an actual neighborhood within real life, and within the game files, Westside is also named Doldrums and Vegas West, so some potential other names for this part of New Vegas. And as we can see here on the minimap, here is the south location of Westside and the entrance from which we will be approaching in this video. And throughout Westside, you will find the Westside Militia, which act as guards for this settlement, and they will respawn after 3 in-game days if they are killed. Now, I thought these guards were pretty interesting just because I don't really remember them in any playthrough of Fallout New Vegas. Now, upon entering Westside from the south entrance, you'll encounter the liquor store. And the liquor store sells pretty much what you would expect, some snacks and liquor, but its owner, Klamath Bob, offers some interesting insight about Northern California, along with his role within Westside.
But folks around here call me Klamath Bob. What can I do you for? Yeah, good old Klamath. Not a bad place if you like hunting, eating, and skinning geckos all day. It's a pretty dull place, but I hear there was a bit of excitement when this tribal from Arroyo came to town years back. All before my time, though. I run the liquor store in Westside. With things this rough, some folks need a lot of booze just to step out of the door in the morning. After I close up shop, I walk around and help keep the peace. Not that I'm good with a gun, mind you, but someone's gotta do it, you know?
So obviously Klamath Bob was the one that narrated the beginning of this video, and besides some liquor and snacks that he has for sale, he also offers us a lot of interesting bits of information about his past, along with Westside and all of the characters within Westside. As we go to the eastern part of Westside, we will discover the northern cistern, and this acts as the freshwater well for Westside. There's nothing really behind it, which is why I skipped that part of the video. But as you can see in here, we can find radiated water, but any water out of the filter is not radiated. So obviously they have some pretty good water filtration technology here to remove the radiation from the water. I want to point out the southern cistern is located just southeast of Westside. It's its own location within Fallout New Vegas, just below the highway here. And if we go inside, we will actually find some NCR troopers who are probably in charge of this cistern. However, this cistern is exactly the same as the northern cistern. There's really no differences. Pretty much the same everything, including loot. And as upon exiting the southern cistern, we will find that the NCR troopers will begin their patrol, walking away from the facility. And as these NCR troopers will walk around and go near Freeside. And then within Westside, we can find the co-op, which is growing a variety of crops to support the local community. We can also find a young boy named Hector, who is basically a courier. He just says he delivers messages for people within Westside, which means he is a very young version of the main character. Now within Westside, we will find some empty trucks, but there's absolutely nothing inside of them. They're just there for decoration. On the northernmost street, we'll find that it's mostly made up of abandoned buildings and a pawn shop. Again, we have another abandoned truck, and down this alleyway, we can find some bedrolls showing the poverty within Westside, along with more of the co-op. However, these vegetables are able to be taken by the player and not be considered stealing. I don't know why that is. Over here we can find two people playing chess along with Kreger, who is a part of Arcade Ganon's quest line. Then we can find Miguel's pawn shop, and unfortunately he doesn't sell that great of loot. He sells some weapons and ammunition, but nothing that is that valuable to me at a higher level. And then over here we can find the Casa Madrid apartments, along with the super mutant, mean son of a bitch, who has some funny dialogue.
I wash my bone with Sippy. I have Pogo. Beeps a rope. Goodbye. Hi again. Sonofabitch. My pleasure is on mine. Goodbye.
And then on the western side of Westside, that was a funny sentence. On the western side of Westside, we can find the Casa Madrid apartments, and this is home to several illegal activities, such as prostitution and even human trafficking. During the quest, the Coyotes, you can actually expose the human trafficking ring here and bring the perpetrators to justice. So a lot of nefarious activities happening within inside this facility. And then over here on the southern end, back towards where we entered Westside, we can find the co-op. And inside we can find Etienne, who can tell us some very interesting information about the Westside co-op.
It might not look like much, but it's what keeps us Westside locals independent. We started it a few years ago. I admit we had a lot of trouble at first, but eventually we got some help from Tom Anderson with the followers. We're finally to the point where the co-op members can start making money from sales instead of just breaking even.
So Westside serves as a good example of what probably many communities are like in post-apocalyptic America. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching the Unexplored Mojave. If you have any recommendations for the next video, please leave them in the comments section below. And, as always, until next time.